Okay. Whew. Hello, everyone. Oh, good, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you around the world. I hope you guys are wonderful. Yes, I'm doing great. It is great to interact with you again. Yes, this is Garen Lowell. I hope you guys are safe and sound. Yes, I am here to interact with you again on our series of making the world a better place. And we are going to discuss another interesting topic. It's part 3, is mentoring and coaching process. We already discussed part 1, part 2, and part 3. I hope you guys have enjoyed, have been encouraged, and have been educated through those topics and subjects. Yes, the song that is playing is one of my favorite South Sudanese artists. Her name is Nyankol Mathiang. Yes, if you are South Sudanese, you will be familiar with this musician. Has got a very wonderful voice, and she sings wonderful and amazing songs, encouraging and strengthening, and yes, and inspiring young people and old people as well. She's passed away, unfortunately, but of course her legacy lives on. Yeah, all right, I think we will just jump in. I thought I will just begin with a brief introduction with music. I'm a big fan of music, and I hope you guys are. All right, with any further ado, let's discuss what we are talking about today. So, part of mentoring and coaching process, we already discussed that mentoring and coaching is a very essential aspect of professional and personal development, success and progress as well. We've talked about formal, informal mentoring and coaching. We talk where does the mentoring and coaching happen. It happened at homes, it happened in school, it happened in religious institutions, it happens in workplaces, it happens in a sport and recreation places, it happens in social club and political clubs and professional associations, and in businesses as well. All right, we've talked about the benefit and the purpose and the objective of mentoring, of course, and we've talked about mentoring and coaching people by parenting and family relationship, and about education and academic success, and about career and employment progress, and we talk about mentoring and coaching people about sport and recreation activity. Today we will discuss mentoring and coaching people about business and entrepreneurship. Yes, mentoring it's everywhere. People got got trained, got mentored, in various aspects, including business and entrepreneurship. So the contemporary world economy is built upon industrial revolution, technical innovation, and entrepreneurship business ideas. So the world economy today, it is based on industrial revolution, technical, of course, technological innovation and advancement, and entrepreneurship business um, ideas. Therefore, due to society increased demand for goods and services, this has led into establishment of many businesses in the form of factories, manufacturing, retails, and so forth to produce and market goods and services. So the economy that we are operating today, it is built, upon businesses. If you go to a shopping mall today, you are going to buy something, clothes, groceries, shoes. You're going to maybe going to see a doctor, yes, and so forth. So these are many businesses that have been established to provide services and goods. So, as I said, many retail shops and supermarket consulting firms have also been established to market goods and services to the public. Like I said, if you go to shopping center, you might want to get bread, milk, fruit, vegetable, clothing, furniture, or maybe you wanted to get yourself a motor vehicle, a car. You might wanted to go to see a doctor, healthcare, education, or you wanted to go and see your accounting, for your tax return or any other purpose. So all these businesses create value to the society and employment opportunities to many people, and they also generate large revenue and wealth to investors and entrepreneurs. So there are so many businesses in the world. There are many types of business. You have sole traders, partnerships, and companies. Sole traders, these are basically individual businesses, small businesses that are run and operated by one person. It may have, the person may have some employees, maybe 5 or 10, but he is the one that actually is responsible for that business. And you have partnership. There's a partnership. There's a business that is created from more than one person. It sometimes can be 2 or 5 people gather their financial resources together, their intellectual resources and their physical resources together, and they form a partnership. That's another type of business. You have companies. It is either be private or public. That is has been established. Company is a separate entity that is separate from their owner and and their investors. Yeah, so these are many types of business that people establish. So these many business they create value. Value, it's anything that uh, we as people or customers um, get from the market. The satisfaction and the advantage and the enjoyment that we obtain when we have the product or service. So every business, whether it's a sole trader or partnership or a company, is nothing but is just a good idea, that has been discussed, organized, and created to deliver value to customers and society. You know, every business, you think about you starting a business. It can be what any type of business. It can be a retail shop. It can be a consulting firm. You know, um, it could be uh, a factory. Yeah, many types of business that are run nowadays. You have an idea. Okay, you think about this idea. If I establish this business, I can really provide people with a product or service and then earn money from it. But you have to find a market. It's not just any idea, but you have to, there has to be a need and there has to be a demand. Yeah, if it's just every idea that comes in personal mind and then become a business, then that is not how it works. You have to really do some market research and to find a market for whatever you are providing, product or service. So, though it may be seem simple to start a business based on a great idea, it can be challenging and complicated process, because in order to put an entrepreneurship business idea into a competitive and a profitable business with a quality products and service in the marketplace, it is not easy. It will require a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of research, like I said, market research, and yes, there's a lot of things goes into it. But the business, any type of business, initially is started with an idea, and that is where entrepreneurship comes from. So, for example, there are famous business brands today that were started modestly, just with a simple idea or a vision, and they become great, and they become multi-millionaire, multi-millions and multi-billions today. The good example is Google, the world's largest research engine. Another example, Amazon, the world's largest online retail store, and Microsoft. So all these are technological companies. You have cars companies like Toyota. You have fast food restaurants like McDonald's. You have retails, like Woolworths. All this, you have consulting firms like Price Waterhouse, this accounting firm that we have here in Australia, and universities like Harvard University. So, in order for a business, in order to become successful, it's initially started just as an idea, and become people work hard on it, gather a very excellent team, and they discuss, they put their resources together, and they launch the business, with dedication, commitment, and they become a business over time. So it doesn't take 1 year or two. You know, most of the successful business and big brand today, you know, it took many years. Sometimes even with failures. So yeah, therefore, to transform every successful business idea and vision into a competitive and profitable business brand require mentoring and coaching. So this is where we are getting into. You know, sometimes, you know, you have some people who are business minded, who are entrepreneurs. You know, they can start a business idea and then it can become successful. But most of the time, people could require some help and support in a form of mentoring and coaching, and that's where my focus is. You know, if you have started a business and you're stuck, or you have no idea, you know, how to start a business, even though you have the willingness, you have the resources, you could get business professional to mentor you, to train you in how to start a business. For instance, inexperienced people with no business or entrepreneurship skills, but have the resources and the willingness to establish and operate a business, they can be engaged in mentoring and coaching process with business mentors and consultant or management professional to teach them every aspect of establishing and managing and operating a competitive and profitable business. They can be trained and mentored in operating a profitable business that will create value to society and jobs opportunity to many people who may be unemployed, and generate wealth also, that is profit to investors if it is a company, or if it's a partnership, that is partners. Eventually they will have their percentage of their contribution, and obviously the business will have to pay income tax to the government if it generates a profit. So mentoring and coaching people about establishing, operating a business can take place in colleges, universities, where many business students participate in courses that are relevant to every aspect of business management and operation. So you have those business. I am an MBA graduate, and I studied business management. How to basically, MBA stands for Master of Business Administration. So my line of work in the future would be to manage a business, or to be employed as a manager in an existing business. So what we basically taught is to how to we can advise or give businesses owners and some advice how to establish and operate a profitable and successful business. Or if we are employed as managers, is basically how to manage a business successfully, with all it aspect. So mentoring and coaching can happen in business conference and forums as well, or virtually online through the internet. So business owners and managers can be trained. There is usually business conference that is organized can periodically. So this can be an opportunity where business owners can go and be trained and listen to professional and mentors, business professionals and mentors, to learn about how to operate and manage business successfully. You know, there are online training and mentoring as well. Sometimes it is free, where you could actually log in into internet if you have internet access, and learn about business strategies and ways of operating and managing your business. So mentoring strategy is suitable for entrepreneurs who are in the business and would like to learn business skills and knowledge on how to improve business performance in the market. So as I said, there are those who already have businesses and they would like to learn more how to improve their business performance and to perform better than competitors, because there is huge competition in the among businesses in the market or in industries. In order to perform better and make a profit, you have to really stand out and attract more customers and make more sales in order to generate profit more than your competitors. Otherwise, you know, your business may perform poorly, and that will result in the loss. And you don't want that, because it's just a matter of time before your business can actually experience some challenges. So mentoring program is relevant to entrepreneurs who wanted to start a business but have no time to attend college or university. So mentoring program, either in business conferences or business forum or online, virtually online through the internet, it is highly recommended and relevant to business owners and managers who may not have time to attend university or college in order to learn about business courses. So they can be engaged in mentoring and coaching program organized by business professional and corporate executive to train them in essential business skills and experience. Okay, yes, I might be speaking something that is obvious, but we always assume that everyone knows everything. But trust me, a lot of people don't know what it takes to operate and manage business successfully in order to generate a profit. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm just encouraging, supporting, and inspiring people who may wanted to start a business and they don't know how to go about it. Just there is an opportunity for you that you could actually go to somebody who is a business professional and mentor to help you out. They are accounting consultant, management consultant, and so that you could go to with a modest fees, that you could pay, and the person can advise you and can guide you in how to go about your business and so forth. So that is a part of mentoring. Okay, so that was mentoring people about business and entrepreneurship success. All right, mentoring and coaching people about health and well-being and safety. We have stated that there is so many aspects that where people could be mentored, and I believe health is one of a very important aspect of human being. Human health and safety constitute a large part of effective and successful and productive life, because human beings are unique living creatures that must depend on air, water, food to survive and live. Yes, I know. This may sound very obvious, but so um, taking care of our physical, emotional, mental health, and well-being contributes significantly to our happiness, progress, and success in every aspect of life. Therefore, while breathing air is always free, automatically available and accessible, water and food are scarce resources that must be sought and consumed for nourishment, strength, and energy. We all know that we breathe air, freely, but water and food are scarce resources. Why? Because you have to obtain water. You know, um, in if you live in urban cities, water is not free. You know, there is a bill that comes every month. Those who owns properties, even those who are renting, you know, they have to pay water bill. Same thing, food also. You have to uh, obtain some groceries, from the shopping center or go to a restaurant to buy food. So yeah, that's yeah, that's why it is scarce, and in order to obtain it, you have to have money. So therefore, while breathing air is always free, water and food, and other drinks must be clean, safe, and healthy to benefit the body physically, emotionally, and mentally. So water and food, and other drinks that include whether it's beverages of all kind, alcohol or soft drink, they must be clean, safe, healthy to benefit the body physically, emotionally, mentally. Because if the food and water or any other drink are not safe and healthy, they could harm your body. So water and food and other drink must be free of contamination that could cause sickness and disease. Therefore, must um, people also must engage in fitness exercise to keep their body healthy and strong and in perfect shape. Because fitness exercise help the mind think clearly and make it easy to conceive, retain, and retrieve information properly. So fitness is a part of health and safety, because as human being, we needed to exercise, whether that is a movement, running, jogging, whether it's doing some lifting, it is important that we or walking as well to exercise, because the body needs it. It's very good for the body and for the mind. However, most people do not know about their health problem or their physical body requirement in terms of nutrition, protein, or vitamin or supplement that their body need to function to their fullest. Therefore, it is very important that sometimes we must seek some help and support and guidance from our family doctors and our healthcare professional. Many people around the world, sometimes they are not functioning to their fullest, because there may be something wrong within their body, with their health, and they don't know. So in that case, what they can do, it is to go for a checkup, and to go and seek some consultation from their family doctor or health professional to find out what is wrong with their, you know, with their health, because it is very important to be healthy and to be safe. This includes so um, in my opinion, I think people can be mentored, and coached to learn about strategies and method of being healthy and safe. It's not all the time that we can go to a family doctor or to see a health professional, you know. But if you have the money, you could actually have your private or your personal doctor that can teach you, train you about strategies and tips, of how to be healthy and sound. You know, sometimes it can be free, but sometimes it can be um, uh, it can be unpaid. So this include teaching and educating people about foods and drinks contamination and pollution, in order to live healthy and safe lifestyle. So food and drinks contamination and pollution, it is something that we must be aware of, because yes, if the food that we eat and the drinks that we drink are not healthy, they are not free of contamination, they are bad for our health, for our body, for our soul, and for our spirit. This include taking drastic measures and procedures to avoiding risk of accident and injuries at home, in school, workplace, by identifying hazards and managing risks. So it's not about only food contamination and pollution, but it's also preventing ourselves or from getting injured, whether it's at home or at work or in a school. Because if we get injured, that can be a problem that can stop us from achieving what we wanted to achieve, from doing whatever we wanted to do, if it is a large and big injury. So we have to be cautious, and we have to take drastic measure of following health and safety procedures. The good example is having a first aid, at home. Sometimes a child can fall over at home, and there is nothing that actually the people can do, because they don't have the first aid, or they don't know how to administer the first aid. So all these are very strategies and tips that people can use to be healthy and safe. Mentoring people about health and safety also include taking care of oral and skin health and hygiene, by teaching people about cleanliness and freshness in their bodies, homes and offices and school, even public places. Yeah. So this include brushing our teeth, washing our mouth, and taking bath regularly, as well as washing, ironing, and wearing nice, comfortable, and appropriate clothes relevant to weather conditions. This may include advising people about food and drink contamination and pollution, by making sure that the food and drinks that people consume are free of contamination and pollution. It may include advising people about following health eating habits and diets through drinking and eating healthy and nutritious food and drinks, such as dairy products, fish, fruit, and vegetable. It may include teaching and advising people about observing proper meals time, and the risk of lack of not eating properly, or eating unhealthy and nutritious food that may cause obesity, malnutrition, or weight loss. So people have to observe, and take care of our body, including, eating healthy and nutritious food that will benefit our body, and avoiding unhealthy food that could cause obesity, and also not lack of not eating properly that could cause malnutrition and weight loss. Finally, adults can be engaged and mentoring program that will help them break the negative healthy habits that have long-term adverse health consequences, including drugs, alcohol, smoking, and gambling addiction. These negative health habits can not only impact the person's physical, emotional, and mental health and well-being, but the impact is the negative impact can be reflected in the society and the community as well. Therefore, however, most people think that overcoming this social problem alone, but the decision to break and quit this negative habit is very challenging and difficult, that requires the help and support of family, social, and healthcare professionals. So mentoring people about health and safety and well-being, it is very essential, because we assume that actually people know how to take care of their health and safety, but trust me, based on what I've observed and what I have experienced and research, not many people know how to take care of their health and well-being. Sometimes it is a matter of education or lack of knowledge, and sometimes it's a matter of lack of resource. So like in developing world, sometimes people can be excused because they do not have the resources, the service, even the infrastructure. But people must do what they can with the resources and the service and the infrastructure that are available until those services and infrastructure are provided. Okay, I think that was mentoring and coaching people about health and well-being in brief. So now we go into mentoring and coaching people about financial management and responsibility. I believe mentoring is everywhere. To me, I think people have to be trained, have to be taught every aspect of life in order to succeed and prosper, especially in this generation. That's where there is so much flawless, there is so much chaos, destruction, manipulation, and fabrication. So people have deviated from the reality, from truth, and from facts. So, and they believe, they believe in illusion, they believe in misinformation. So, I think it's a time that we invent the wheel. Okay. Mentoring and coaching people about financial management and responsibility. I hope you guys have been being inspired and encouraged. I know I sound a little bit boring, but please take what is important and leave the rest. You know, I know I'm trying my best. I'm not in the best environment, but yes, I have to take chances. Okay, money and finance are essential part of everyday life because they are a medium of exchange value for goods and service that people consume on a daily basis. Yes, money and finance is very important nowadays because without money we cannot obtain this good and service that we consume every day. Therefore, learning about the value and the influence of money or equivalent is very essential to living a fulfilling and successful life. For example, there are accountants and financial mentors who could help individual businesses learn the strategy for earning, investing, saving, and accumulating money. For example, there are courses and subjects offered in school, colleges, and university teaching people about economic and financial management principles. In contrast, there are those who are not fortunate to go to school or complete their education for various reasons and lack the basic financial skills and the principle of managing and saving money. This includes teaching and training people. So these people can be taught and trained about the strategies of formulating of 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 earning, saving, and investing money and managing money, including formulating a budget or following wise spending habits and avoiding falling into debt traps. For example, in today's capitalism, socialism, and free market economy, the banking system, most people earn their money through legitimate employment and businesses in various industries or hobbies. You know, like today, like I said before, today's economy is built upon the business and entrepreneurship ideas. So because we live in a sometimes we can live in a capitalism economy, socialism economy, and free market economy, and the banking system. Banking system is basically where a financial institution that have been established to keep money there or deposit money there. Whenever you need it, you can go and obtain it. Of course, there's some people who keep their money in form of cash nowadays at homes, which is a little bit, it's not very common nowadays, and it is very impossible to keep a large amount of money, in a form of cash at home. But in some societies, some people still do it. So most money earn their money through legitimate employment, like in a form of employment. So those businesses, they do not just sell goods and services, but they employ people and they generate taxes as well. So many people in the world keep their money in the bank in a form of savings or invest them in businesses or a stock market where they could earn interest, dividends in the long term. So in advanced nations, in developed countries, many people keep their money in the bank in a form of saving or invest them in businesses or any other venture, including stock market, in order to generate interest and dividend, to accumulate interest and dividend in a long term. Because when you keep money in the bank for many years, is accumulate interest in addition to the principal. Then at the end of many years, 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, you would have a lot of money in the bank, because You know, there is something called simple interest and then compound interest. It depends on you what kind of you know interest you wanted to earn. But most of the people do compound interest because it is generate a lot of money. Some people invest them in business, and like I said, an entrepreneur who has a great business idea can invest their money in a business that can become, a multi-millionaire or billionaire company. That's another. Yeah. So engaging people in mentoring and coaching process about basic principle of financial management and wealth accumulation can help them achieve their goals and aspiration. Not every not everyone knows about the value of money or how to save or accumulate money, so people can obtain advice and guidance from financial professionals, accountants, you know, to teach them how to save, invest, and accumulate wealth for a longer term. Teaching people about financial responsibility, including responsible spending, saving, and investing money, is a good practice that must be encouraged, especially when children are still young. So people actually can start, teaching their kids, about financial responsibility, you know, responsible spending and investing and saving. For example, kids can be trained and mentored to spend a portion of their pocket money they receive from their parents and save a portion of it when possible. If practical, you could train actually your children, you know, to spend a little bit of their pocket money and leave the rest, just to in the form of training them. This is a practice, something that will benefit you in the future. So when they grow up, they already have an idea about, what is this all about. The Bible says, train our child in the way that they should go. So when they grow up, they shall not depart from it. Yes. So this is a good training. So this is a demonstration of teaching children about responsible financial management in the future that will help them earn, save, invest, and accumulate substantial amount of wealth in several years to come. Mentoring and coaching people about financial management and responsibility is a positive practice that leads to wealth creation and accumulation and help people combat poverty and lack anywhere in the world. The problem that we have in the developing nations and countries, it is because we don't have we don't have we don't know how to use and utilize our natural agricultural, animal, mineral resources in order to generate enough wealth that will help boost business, create job opportunities, and deliver services to people, and build infrastructure. So we needed to, if the need be, we can seek guidance and advice from financial professional, accountant, and business mentors to help us. How can we generate wealth as individual and as a nations, and accumulate wealth as well. Yeah. All right. Just one last one: mentoring and coaching people about friendship, social association. So, I think friendship nowadays has become a very important and essential and social association, but it's not every friendship or social circle that is beneficial. So we have to choose carefully who are, you know, whom who are our friends. Human beings are unique and social creatures with distinctive features and attributes, including the ability to think rationally, creatively, and emotionally. So they also have the ability to communicate verbally, clearly, the ability to learn and to connect, to belong to a group and family, community, and society. So, human beings have the tendency to cooperate, collaborate, and interact to help and support and protect each other. Sorry, I have put a lot of verb there. So, people usually, there is no one actually can live. Yes, you could live alone, alone if you want to, but you can never achieve something tangible, sustainable, beneficial alone. You must partner, you must collaborate, you must cooperate with others. It's a human nature. you know that is the essence of association, social association. So the point is, apart from family members, establishing social relationship, affiliation, and association is to help and support each other achieve certain goals in life. For example, friendship and social association are fundamental part of life that a person cannot avoid in life, both in early years of childhood and adulthood. When we grow up, um, beginning from home, we have our friends, neighbors, you understand, cousins, brothers, siblings, yes, that we play with. And then we have friends who may be the same age, you know, same grade that we go to school with. Maybe just yes, the boys from the hood. Yes, these are the friends and social association that we're referring to. Those people we maybe play with, go to school with, work with, and maybe play sport with, and etc. Yes. So friendship and social association are important in childhood and adulthood. So when you are adult, you need um, people, you know, to surround you, either just for friends that you play sport, you work together, you know, you do business together, you study together. Yes, so there's a friendship and cadetship with other people are essential because they can teach and train the person some important social and interpersonal skills that one could not learn from parents and family. As I said, most of the things that we learn when we are young are from our parents, but there are some things that actually parents could not teach us. So we have to learn them from our peers, from our friends and colleagues, and other social associates. So engaging in genuine and honest friendship and social circle with other people of the same age, gender, grade, or profession is always beneficial for personal and professional growth and development. For example, trustworthy, honest, and reliable friends and colleagues can help people learn and develop some important and critical interpersonal skills, qualities including high self esteem, confident, competent, and courage. The purpose of any friendship and social association is to help people grow and mature by providing each other with necessary physical, emotional support when possible and practical. This includes giving each other the right advice, counsel, and encouragement in challenging situations that help people make wise and informed decisions and in order to take appropriate and correct action. Consequently, it is recommended that people choose their friend and social circle wisely and diligently by ensuring that they have the same values, beliefs, and qualities. So we must choose our friends and colleagues carefully because they must be those who share our values, beliefs, and qualities. Otherwise, they could mislead us, they could betray us, and they could disappoint us, and sometimes even fail us if we choose a friend that is not reliable, responsible, trustworthy, and and rely upon them on advice that could end up in disaster, disappointment. So therefore, it is important that people seek guidance and support from mentors and coaches when choosing their friends and social association. This is necessary to avoid any disappointment and dissatisfaction and disadvantage that may arise from friendship or social affiliation. Parents and family always know and understand what type of friendship and social association their children must join. However, the problem is when people are adults and are outside of control and care of their parents and guidance. In this case, guidance and advice can be sought from both parents and family as well as from social mentors and professionals to help people choose the best and most trusted friends and colleagues. Social mentors and professionals can help people assess and identify the right friends with attribute traits and qualities that are best match the person. So, there are some social professionals that can help and guide the person choose friends carefully, because if you are a non-smoker and you want to choose a friend that is smoke, that is not. I know smoke is not a big deal, but it can be a big deal for somebody. Yes, as somebody who maybe deal drugs, and you are a person who goes to church, who morally behave, that is not a right association. That could lead you into disaster. So it is very important sometimes to seek guidance, even from you teachers, from family and parents, and ideally from social profession, in order to guide you, to choose to choose the right friends and colleagues that are best matched with your values and principles and beliefs. I'm a person who is a victim of wrong association and wrong affiliation. So until now, I'm still in search for a trustworthy, reliable, and honest friends, because the friend that I have trusted came out to people who betray, who deceive, and take advantage. So I don't want you to experience the same problem. That's the reason for doing this podcast, in order to help people avoid the same mistakes, same problems that I have had. And this is a good thing, in life. Life is a lifelong. Life is uh, they say life is a long journey. Is I don't know how they said it, but is we learn from life experience, from failures and successes and disappointment, and in order not to repeat them again. Okay, teaching about morality. Okay, I think I will stop here, and we call it mentoring and coaching process part 3. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. I hope you guys are going to find this very educative, informative, and inspiring. And please give me some feedback on how I can improve, because we are teaching each other, learning from each other. Yes, I and please likes, comment, and follow, and share with other people, so many people can benefit as well. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.